Getting set for the restart at Indianapolis Raceway Park. Jamie McMurray is the leader. Butch Miller is second. Third in the 22 car is Lowell Bennett in his second ever Busch Series race. Those three did not pit.
Oh, and Bennett did not get a very good start in that 22. Hornaday up there in the 26 trying to get by on the inside.
And does. Lowell Bennett, 44-year-old from Neenah, Wisconsin. He's the late model sportsman champion at Slinger Speedway up in Wisconsin the last couple of years.
Oh, and we see the 10-car rig trying to lean on Bennett just a little bit. Here comes Biffle. Boy, Lowell, they just keep coming, don't they?
Checking out the restart here.
See those guys get going, but the 22 of Lowell Bennett just, yeah, he finally got it going. It's like those guys left before he thought they were going to. Experience, yes.
Jamie Murray is leading. Butch Miller is second. There are the top two. Remember, they stopped earlier back at lap 39. Stayed on the racetrack this time. Greg Biffle is in 5th place. Just behind him, Jason Keller in the 57 and John Wood in the 9. Trying to get 6th and 7th spots away from that 22.
I talked to Lowell Bennett, the 22 car, a little bit before the race started, and turned back the shop getting broken into. He was sleeping in his house, and 50 yards behind his house in the shop, someone took an engine out of a street rod, stole it while he was inside the house sleeping 50 yards away. How much nerve some people got? Oh, we got a spin off 4.
Car in the wall. Caution is out. Looks like Brian Weber in the 84. Third yellow flag of the race. And the leader brings the field back down to the yellow, and there are no further incidents, although it looked like they were trying just for a minute.
Oh, yeah, they were trying. On short tracks, about any time that the caution flag comes out and 2 cars go in the corner side by side, they're trying to wreck. And sometimes they're successful, as we saw just a moment ago.
Now Brian's got some problems there. Jamie McMurray is the leader. We're at lap number 72, coming up on halfway as Midas presents NASCAR Busch Series Racing from Indianapolis. Set to go back racing at Indianapolis Raceway Park. Jamie McMurray is out in front. Butch Miller is second. Ron Hornaday third. Scott Riggs fourth. Greg Biffle and Jason Keller are 5th and 6th.
Car goes by Lowell Bennett, 22. Now here comes Bennett back on the outside. Attaboy, Lowell.
Kenny Wallace also there in the Stacker 2 car, the 48.
I know Lowell Bennett's a pretty nice guy because he's got a chow dog. So do I.
Oh, boy. Close quarters racing on the backstretch. Just behind these three, Greg Biffle is slicing his way through traffic. He almost, well, I think he made it 3 wide down the backstretch. But he got away with it. And he continues to hold on to the 5th spot. Ron Hornaday putting pressure on there in that 26 car on these top 2.
Oh, we see Casey Kane gets a little nudge from Randy LaJoy, and somehow he tried to wreck for the whole straightaway, but somehow saved it.
I tell you what, I'm really high on Casey Kane. He's a young short track racer. He's won races in wing sprint cars, midgets, pavement, dirt, doesn't matter. He's a great talent. So I think once he gets a little more seat time.
Big trouble, turn 1. 2 cars hard into the wall. 3 cars make it.
Looks like the Sauter boys. Is that 21 of Jay up there? Yes. And the 19 of Tim.
And Ashton Lewis in the 46. Jay Sauter took a shot with that 21 car. The sparks were flying.
Tim gets the 19 rolling.
4th caution of the race.
And like Alan told you at the very start, we're going to see a lot of spark flying. Sometimes they're going slow, sometimes they're going fast.
Now look at the left side of Ashton Lewis's car all punched in. You see Jay Sauter has just driven that Richard Childress 21 away. And the window net down on the Ashton Lewis car, which is his signal to the safety workers that he is okay. That's good. It's a hard shot down there. You know, it may be a short track, but you're still doing over 100 miles an hour when you steam off into those corners with that concrete wall staring you in the face.
And this is the hard part, seeing where you're going with the hood up like that.
Glenn?
We just got a report that Jay Sauter in the 21 had just radioed his crew to tell him that he had a right front tire going down as he was coming down the front stretch, and the guys kind of jammed up behind him and unfortunately got his brother Tim involved too. The car that Tim was driving, the number 19, was a brand new car. They just tested here 2 weeks ago. First in-house chassis those guys had ever built, was really running well. Had been in the top 7 or 8 all night long, and a really bad break from the waste that new race car. But Jay Sauter had a right front tire going down, started this mess.
That'll do it. And you see there's Tim Sauter's car. You saw the safety workers there with Ashton Lewis up inside turn number 1. And Ashton has climbed from his car. There he is.
Tough break.
Yeah. It wrecked for a long way, too.
Man. They did, didn't they? That's where it started. It's still going.
Grinding along that wall all the way down there.
And there we basically see the results of all that.
I told you the sparks were flying.
And all those guys can do is say, why me?
Yeah. So, fourth caution of the race is out. Came out at lap number 80. The leader is Jamie McMurray, but for now, he's running behind the pace car. NASCAR Busch Series racing from Indianapolis Raceway Park on TNT. It's brought to you by Midas. Come to Midas for everything you need in total car care. Midas, we do that. By Stacker 2, the world's strongest fat burner. Burn fat, crush cravings, and supercharge your energy. By AC Delco Automotive Parts, when the right way is the only way. And by KFC. There's fast food, then there's KFC. Another mess to be cleaned up at Indianapolis Raceway Park. Turn 1 has been calamity corner tonight. First, a 6-car accident down there forced a red flag. That one at lap 63. Now, a 3-car accident has brought out a lengthy yellow flag. This one at lap number 80. And you see, they're going to go through a pretty good night's supply of oil dry by the time we're done. A couple of cars behind the wall, Ralph.
Well, we're with Jay Sauter. Jay, what happened out there?
I don't know. I guess it's just that great short track racing at IRP. Car was good. Started 16th. Drove to the top 5. Put 4 fresh tires on it, and they didn't agree with the race car. So we were backing up there a little bit, and I guess we ended up in the meat of a sandwich and didn't come out too well.
Did you have a problem with one of your tires going down?
Well, that's all we could figure. We put 4 tires on. We were rocking before that. It started pushing real bad, so we felt like we maybe had a right front going down. We didn't know for sure.
Been a tough weekend for the Sauters. Already we've got Tim out of the race as well as with Jay. Johnny is still running in this one, and Jim Sauter, their father, didn't make the field for the Brickyard. Glenn?
Well, Ralph, we were watching the good job that Butch Miller in the 75 car was doing. That's Charlie Henderson's Food Country car from up in Abingdon, Virginia. And Butch was running a strong second there when that caution came out. He did come into the pits this time for adjustments, and I got a feeling it was to adjust the chassis a little bit and to make sure that they got enough fuel to go all the way. I talked to Butch after the first practice before qualifying and asked him how he was doing. He said that they totally missed it, so they changed all 4 shocks, all 4 springs, moved the trailing arms, and hooked up the rear track bar to go out and qualify. He did run a half second quicker when he qualified, so it was working good for a while there, but now Butch is back in traffic. Here's Ralph.
Well, Ron Hornaday's got the Dr. Pepper car running in second place, car number 26. He's still a little bit tight. They've put gas in the car. They've adjusted the track bar. They've adjusted wedge. They didn't change any tires on it, but now he's still struggling to get the car handling just the way he wants it.
Well, the 57 car of Jason Keller, we talked about the problem that they had on their pit stop a while ago, and the problem was that a lug nut fell off of the lug stud on the right front when they were changing the right side tires. So that really slowed them down a lot. Tough break for Jason Keller, but he's up to 6 now. Got a good race car. It's not quite as tight as it was, so he feels like he'll be able to move back to the front.
Jason Keller running in 5th now behind his championship rival Greg Biffle. They're all behind Jamie McMurray, who did not pit after that last caution. He stopped on the first yellow back at lap 30, and now he's out in front as Midas presents Busch Series Racing from Indianapolis.